Hannah Kaplan, and this is a WCS Wild Audio podcast, where you'll find reported audio stories covering the latest news and newsmakers from WCS's field sites, zoos, aquarium, and their conservation partners. We've got a great episode today, so let's get right to it. Close to 14 miles of semi-permanent fencing was recently erected along the eastern border of Thailand's largest national park. The fencing is part of a successful decade-long effort to keep the park's roughly 250 wild elephants from raiding local cropland. How and why did this innovative conservation effort get started? Nat Moss checked in with the WCS Thailand team to find out.
Elephants have thrived in the forests of present-day Thailand for thousands of years. But in the last century, growing human development has brought this endangered species into closer proximity with people, notably the farmers whose crops are essential to their lives and livelihoods.
It is like many places around the world at the moment because of population growth. Many people now they live adjacent to the forest area, and because in this region we have a lot of agriculture going on, so people start to grow crops that attract to the elephant, that create the potential conflict between human and elephant.
That's Manoon Pliosungnoen, a scientist with the WCS Thailand program who has been studying human-elephant conflict for several years. Manoon says that until the last decade, Thai farmers living near Kaeng Krachan National Park tended to use methods either adapted from communities in Africa dealing with the same problem, for instance, fences soaked with hot pepper oil or vinegar, or solutions developed locally in Thailand, like alarms that sounded as elephants approached cropland. But the chili fences were a poor deterrent, and the alarms worked only in areas where the interface between forest and farmland was minimal. Manoon says some farmers turned to more lethal methods.
And another case, they use the nail trap. The people put many nails into a piece of wood and put those around the elephant trail, the location that elephant enter to the crop. So when elephant get into the area, they stepped on this piece of wood and they could get very, very bad injury from that.
Some farmers even resorted to using guns when other methods failed, with fatal results for a species already highly threatened in the wild. In 2012, says Manoon, conservationists and the Thai government turned to an alternative that protected elephants while securing nearby agricultural land. A semi-permanent fence porous enough to let baby elephants through, but resistant to larger animals. The fewer crops destroyed by the elephants, the less antagonism toward them among local farmers, says Manoon.
When we use this semi-permanent fence, many people, they agree more with these techniques, and that changed the way people think about the mitigation. So they believe in this technique, and we have number to prove that. And once they change the attitude, they also decrease the conflict level in the area too. The case of retaliation now is very rare.
So far, the initiative has reduced the incidence of human-elephant conflict from more than 400 in 2005 to about 40 in 2020. The plan now, says Manoon, is to encourage the elephants to move northward in the park, which can support many more animals and where the forest borders much less cropland.
The mitigation technique we developed in the area now is widely accepted by the government. We hope the elephants could move a little bit further, and then they have more space and get less conflict in the future.
Manoon notes that protecting Asia's forest elephants is important not only for protection of a vanishing group of charismatic fauna, it's also critical for the protection of Southeast Asia's forest ecosystems.
The elephant played a very important role to maintain the forest. People may call them like engineer of the forest. They keep open the habitat for the other smaller animal and keep maintaining the forest dynamics. The other animal like rhinos, those megafauna, they are gone already. Only the elephant that could play this role at the moment. So saving the elephants, it means we could save this forest habitat and the function of the forest for this tropical area.
The recent addition of 14 more miles of fencing signals a win-win for both the farmers and the goal of elephant conservation. For WCS Wild Audio, this is Nat Moss.